Long Island NYC Fishing Report, August 28, 2025. The angler fleet, https:// reported, the days following the storm brought tough conditions and a slow bite, but things have returned to normal this week. Weakfish, cocktail blues continue to come over the rails. www.theangler.com. Captain Stu Patterson of Northport Charters reported, this week we are wrapping up kids fishing camp and running regular charters, catching bigger cocktail blues, porgies up to 2.5 pounds, the occasional weakfish, sea bass, and some fluke. Last Friday at camp, Claire landed a 25-pound bullnose ray, an awesome fight. She got it over the rail, and we released it safely to live another day. A week ago, coming into Huntington Bay from the Sound, we had about 50 dolphins follow us in, riding our wake and leaping behind the boat. It was an incredible sight and a great reminder of the life in our amazing marine ecosystem. The kids were ecstatic. Call or text 631-707-3266 or visit northportcharters.com for info and availability. Cow Harbor Bait Tackle. Mark at Cow Harbor Bait and Tackle /cowharbortackle.com in Northport reported, the diamond jig bite is turning on in the Sound, and the back bays are waking up as well. Cow nose rays are still around, filling the bays and screaming drags. This time of year usually brings a big push of bluefish, but we haven't seen them show in force yet. Bait is plentiful. Spearing, peanut bunker, and spot. Fluke loves spot, especially on three-way rigs, and the last push of the fluke season is usually a good one. Porgy fishing is hot, and sea bass are plentiful, though keepers are harder to find. Regulations will change on September 1st from 3 to 6 fish per angler per day. Visit cowharbortackle.com, https://cowharbortackle.com, or call 631-239-1631. Matt Malone. Matt Malone at @MattMalone_20 went out with Dave Flanagan of North Island Fly in Smithtown and reported, we found loads of stripers on the bottom refusing flies and lures. We managed a couple schoolies on mid-sized poppers at the end of the outgoing/tide. I went back out Sunday and Monday on my own boat, marked fish and even some false bottom, but none would chew. Strangely, I couldn't find a bluefish anywhere. Spanish Macs showed up and are popping around on top, but they're tough to get to eat. Captain Skippy in Mount Sinai Harbor reports, we saw some solid fishing after the winds from Hurricane Erin died down. On the plus side, the storm blew in some weakfish, which have been mixing in with the sea bass and porgies on rock piles and wrecks, making for some awesome mixed bag fishing. Striped bass fishing continues to be going strong with some bluefish mixing in. This week, we landed bass to 44 inches and bluefish to 12 pounds, trolling, jigging, and casting topwater. We have been working with Gray Fish Tag, tagging overslot striped bass for their research, giving customers the unique opportunity to catch, tag, name, and release large striped bass, all in the name of science. Shout out to Sean and his crew, who landed a big bass on light tackle which we tagged, released, and named Nemo. Some large gray seals have taken up residency at the local bassing grounds, so reel in your fish quickly to avoid getting taxed. Fluke fishing has died off on the shoals, and your best shot at a keeper is by targeting deeper water on drop-offs and around structure with large baits. Sean Conway, from Central Island Sound, Sean Conway, at Long Island Fishing Guy, reports, the peanut bunker schools are getting larger by the week. Bass are still holding on the docks but only hitting small lures. Fish are ranging from 18 inches to the mid-30 inches class. If the trend of the last few years holds, the bite will be red hot in 2 to 3 weeks. Andrew Burnett, from LI Sound, Andrew Burnett at Tactical Bassin 26, reports, fish are eating live-lined porgies east of Eaton's Neck. The bite isn't consistent, but the fish are there, and there are massive schools of small bait around. On Tuesday night, I fished eels around the city for 5 hours with nothing to show, but toward the end of the tide we found some big marks. I threw a Joe Baggs Block Island eel, while my buddy worked a large live eel on a 3-way rig. We lost 4 massive fish that smoked both the plastic and the eel but evaded hook sets. The fish are there. You just need persistence to get them to eat. The water temps are still high, but once they drop, the bite will light up. Captain Scott Worth. Captain Scott Worth on the North Fork reports, "On our first trip out to the tuna grounds after Hurricane Erin, life was sparse and the tuna bite was slow, likely due to cooler water temps. Things should improve once conditions stabilize. Fortunately, we found some large mahi, up to 40 inches on light tackle around the high flyers. Fast runs and high jumps made for battles similar to tarpon." Cortez Outfitters. Captain Arthur Cortez of Cortez Outfitters, https://cortezoutfitters.com, @cortez.outfitters, reported a cooler weather week has turned on the bay action. Stripers, blues, and weakfish can be seen blitzing in the early morning almost every day. The Rockaways have small blues with the occasional Spanish mackerel in the mix. This week, our lure of choice has been the Yozuri Top Knock pencil, and fly of choice is a 4-inch squid pattern. To get in on the action, call or text 347-326-4750 or visit cortezoutfitters.com, https://cortezoutfitters.com. Captain Doug Tuback of Cortez Outfitters, https://www.cortezfishing.com, in Freeport reported, "Fluke fishing was off the hook before the storm. Things are still early to tell if the fluke began their fall exit or burrowed in hiding. Our bet and early indications is that's it's still on, but the storm put us into the September pattern a week or two early." Captree Fleet. The Captree Fleet, https://www.captreefleet.com, @Captree Fleet, reported after the storm back to nonstop catching. Bay fluking has picked up with fish to 5 pounds. Ocean trips are producing keepers from 5 to 8 pounds, and offshore sea bass remains hot. Everything you need to fish is on board and included in the fare. Now's the time to join us. Reservations are recommended for open boat trips. Gift certificates are also available in our office or online and can be used on any of our member boats. Call 631-669-6464 or visit captreefleet.com. Rockfish Charters. Captain Adrian Moeller of Rockfish Charters out of Moriches reported, "Fishing has been tougher since the storm, with bait scattered and fewer whales and dolphins around to help locate the action. The bright spot has been mahi. Midshore pots out east are absolutely loaded. A few buddy boats got into yellowfin further west today, and there is still plenty of catch and release bluefin action closer in. Hopefully, by the next moon, a big body of yellowfin will move in and settle for September. We've got a couple of September trips left and may run an open boat next week. Haskell's Bait Tackle, Max at Haskell's Bait Tackle in East Quogue, reported, "There have been bass off the beach, typical late August smaller fish with some rogue bigger ones chewing on the flats. People are also catching them around the bridges on live bait, mostly in the early mornings or late evenings. Fluking has been slow, but if you grind it out all day, you'll pick a keeper or two. Moriches continues to outproduce Shinnecock." Bill Falco. Bill Falco at Fish Long Island at Chasing Tails Bait Tackle in Oakdale reported, "Post-storm reports are getting better by the day. The water is cleaning up and the fish are biting. In the bays, fluke action is red hot. Lots of shorts to rick through, and the keepers are thick and healthy. Brighter colors are working best. Give them something big and bold to chase after. Outside on the wrecks, there are some good flatties and tons of sweet sea bass. Drop down a big bucktail or jig and you're on 'em. Clams on a rig will always do the job as well. A few bonito have been caught in the inlets already, so hopefully we will have a solid run of pelagic fish coming through. Tuna anglers are reporting yellowfins down deep under big piles of bait, with plenty to go around. At the local docks, snappers and blue claw crabs are running wild. Lots to catch and lots of fun for people of all ages and abilities. Summer stripers are ripping around, feeding heavy during sunset and night shift hours. Nothing huge or any real quantity yet, but they're coming. Nick Cherkis at Surfcasting the Island reported, "Sharks have dominated my time the past couple of weeks. Tide hasn't mattered much. If you get a bait in front of them, they'll eat. It's been a mix. Sand tigers, browns, tippers, and even some bulls. Chunked mackerel and bunker have been best during the day, with eels producing at night. The cold front this week might slow things down, but we could see one more good push by the next moon before the fall run takes over."